Getting others excited about a new idea can be difficult. Whether it's a new movie you want to see together, a restaurant you want to try, or maybe a new tabletop role playing game you want to play, it can be tough to pitch your idea in such a way that others can get on board. In this episode, I'm going to share my top 3 secrets to the art of the cool pitch. Welcome to Claim to Game. We help tabletop gamers have a great time with friends to experience amazing stories. It can be overwhelming to start and run great games. Let's make it easier for you to play any game you want to have fun with your friends. I'm Clint.scheirer. I've helped thousands of students in my career find their way to better themselves and better their game. With more than 10 years experience in coaching, teaching, and developing easy-to-follow learning plans, I know I can help you too. It's time for you to make your claim to game. Hello and welcome back to episode 25, now on season 2 of Claim to Game, still a predominantly educational fun podcast in which I am daring to coin the word fungicational. It's like being on a hamster wheel full of laughter, smiles, and $100 bills. In today's episode, I am going to share with you my top 3 secrets to the art of the cool pitch. Because it can be tough to get anyone on board with your idea to try something new, especially when it's a tabletop role-playing game. Give yourself the best chance by sharing what makes your game irresistible. And one of the challenges that gamers have shared with me that they experience when trying to start a new tabletop game is just finding and convincing people to play. Why is that? Why do new potential players hesitate? Whenever I am asked to try something new, there are a few questions that run through my brain. And I'll admit these questions do not come from a place of growth or learning, but more from a place of fear and false insecurity. Here are the questions. First, I ask myself, will I enjoy this? Is this activity worth my time? Next, I think, if I don't enjoy it, is it something I just have to do anyway out of obligation to society, family, or friends? And finally, and here's the kicker, the real gut punch to the old self-esteem, will I be successful or will I fail? I'm going to hone in on that last one. Failure. All of my life was portrayed as the ultimate evil to be avoided at all costs. If I failed, I did something wrong. Even those around me said things like, that's okay, or better luck next time. And I was left feeling not enough, a loser, essentially wrong somewhere inside of myself with no way to redeem myself. I definitely tried to redeem myself with self-deprecating language like, way to go, Clint, you're so dumb, try harder next time, or guess you just weren't made for this. Why did you even try? That was so stupid. If you are right now cringing listening to this, just know, so am I. This type of self-talk is crippling, and it does not foster any wonderful emotions that we should get to feel when trying something new. And what are those emotions? When you try something new, I'm talking about curiosity and wonder, joy, the desire to persevere in the face of adversity, and the satisfaction of overcoming failure as we learn from our mistakes. If you feel disheartened right now and are thinking, man, that's me talking that crippling self-talk and fear of failure, do not fear. I am living proof that this mindset is a work in progress and can be learned. We can change the way we think about new experiences, and even in the way we speak and encourage others to try new things as well. This can be revolutionary for us. Coming up on its 20th anniversary in 2026, American psychologist Carol Dweck wrote her book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success in 2006. And I recently had the pleasure of listening to this via audiobook. Shout out to you, Spotify. And it has truly changed the way I think about trying new things. Now, this book hasn't magically changed me, but I am now aware mistakes are not a bad thing. They can have consequences, but they can act as pivotal signposts. They can help direct me to when I need to change direction for better future outcomes. So as gamers who want to experience amazing stories through tabletop role-playing games with friends who may be hesitant to even get started, how do we help change this mindset? How do we, in a small way, help set the stage, ensuring our new would-be players, the players we want to join our group and experience our stories, how do we set them up for success and jump over the hurdle of fears going on in between their ears that may prevent them from even giving our game a try? We do so by giving them a super valuable, highly specific, and easy exit super cool pitch. That's how. Hey, quick pause in the episode. Do you struggle to find people to play with in your very own tabletop RPG games? Would you like to find some friends, some like-minded people who can help you have a great time and tell amazing stories? You can do this in 3 easy steps. 1. Click on the link in the show notes to join the Claim to Game Discord community. 2. Navigate to the category called Community. And 3. Click on the channel called Look for a Game. Either post your own desire to play a game or respond to somebody else's plea for camaraderie, adventure, and fun. Join the CTG Discord by clicking on the link in the show notes. Thanks, and now back to the episode. Another really great book I recently read was Donald Miller's Story Brand, Clarify Your Message so that Customers Will Listen. And I read this book wanting to create more value to those I serve when making this podcast and exploring new tabletop role-playing games. What I didn't expect was to actually learn a new way to help guide new gamers into this hobby in an easy, honest way. In Hollywood, movies often have a one-sentence description that sells the screenplay and also hooks the audience to watch the movie. It's called the log line. And the goal here is not deception. We're not trying to hook players to play a new game like we're trying to hook fish on a line. No, we really are just trying to naturally extract what makes your game so cool. We're trying to eliminate the hesitation that folks have, asking those same fear-based questions that they often ask when trying something new. Will I enjoy this? Is this something I have to do out of obligation? Will I fail? And when we kick these questions off the playing field, there isn't a reason someone wouldn't want to check out your game, or at least give it due consideration before saying yes or no to your invitation. We can create your game's one-liner, much like the latest Hollywood blockbuster, by honing in on 4 elements. 1. Who are the characters? 2. What is the problem they are trying to solve? 3. What is the plan or their potential plan for solving the problem? And 4. The success. What does success promise to look or feel like for the characters once they've accomplished their goal? For a tabletop RPG, you can basically hit most of those points if you have the game's general theme and also the plot hook for the adventure that you want to run. Whether it's an adventure that you've created yourself or a pre-made adventure, this will aid you in creating your one-liner for what this experience will be like for your gamers. Here are some examples of one-liners that I've created for some popular tabletop RPGs using this Hollywood formula. Dungeons and Dragons. Medieval fantasy characters go on quests to fight monsters, find treasure, and grow in strength as they uncover the real threats and try to save the world they live in. Call of Cthulhu. It's the 1920s, and average human beings are faced with the task to investigate horrific creatures and dangerous cults, all while trying not to slip into mental insanity. Blades in the Dark. A crew of scoundrels seek their fortunes on the haunted streets of an industrial fantasy city by staging heists to acquire riches despite the threats of occult mysteries, dangerous bargains, and bloody skirmishes. Morkborg. Lost souls in a dying apocalyptic fantasy world vainly try to seek redemption, forgiveness, and riches as the inevitable doom creeps closer, and time will tell if their heroic efforts make any difference in the end to come. Brindlewood Bay. A group of elderly women, members of the local Murder Mavens Mystery Book Club, help the authorities solve murder cases in a picturesque New England town to face a dark occult conspiracy in order to save their community. Tip number 2 in the art of the cool pitch is the time commitment up front. I would say this tip is the deal maker or breaker after the initial interest is ignited by your one-liner. Everyone only has so much time that they're willing to commit each day to the things that they need to do or want to do. Your friend may want to give this game a try, but if the time commitment conflicts with already pre-existing things that they need or want to do, it may be too much to ask for them to try a brand new endeavor. It ultimately is, of course, their decision, whether or not they have time to play, but being upfront and clear about the time commitment in your cool pitch is the kindest way to be clear and get an honest yes or no. You should include the following details when being clear about the upfront time commitment. How often will you meet? At what general time will the game start? How long will each session last? And where are you meeting? Knowing these details can give a person what they need to evaluate their own schedule and ability to commit to the game. To jump this hurdle, here is my suggestion. Instead of asking your friend to commit to an adventure that could be weeks, months, and even years in the making, start with just one 3 to 4 hour game. This is lovingly known as a one-shot by the tabletop RPG community, and in essence is exactly how it sounds. Just one gaming session, no longer than 3 to 4 hours of playtime start to finish. It allows your friend to get a taste of what the game or the group will be like, kind of like a pilot episode for a new TV series, but by the end of the session, they should have enough information to decide if they want to make a future commitment to play with the group again. Here's an example of what it may sound like to be upfront with the time commitment after you share your game's Hollywood one-liner. Our group plans to meet from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. the first Saturday of every month at my house. Would you be interested in a spot at the table? The third and last pro tip here in the art of the cool pitch is providing an exit ramp. I have personally turned down requests to participate in activities which I sense the danger of forever membership. I don't want to sign up for a newsletter, a service, or anything which traps me into a contract for which there is no easy way to escape or say, yeah, I don't think this is for me anymore. So why not make it easy for a friend to say no and be honest with you? In the end, you are really doing everyone a favor. You don't want a person to show up to a game out of obligation. You want a person to show up because they are fully aware of what type of game you are playing, how much time is needed to commit, and you can honor that commitment by giving them the chance to bow out gracefully afterwards if it's just not their jam or just doesn't fit their schedule. This exit ramp strategy can be as simple and short and straightforward as you want. Here's an example. If you do decide to play and decide this game is not for you, totally fine. You can exit the group at any time. Okay, let's put this cool pitch together, all together using tip 1, the movie one-liner, tip 2, the upfront time commitment, and tip 3, the easy exit ramp strategy. Here's what it would sound like if I was getting a group together to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons. I'll pitch my idea to my imaginary gamer friend, Denzel Washington. Hey, Denzel. I'm putting together a group to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons. It's about medieval fantasy characters who go on quests to fight monsters, find treasure, and grow in strength as they uncover the real threats and try to save the world they live in. Our group plans to meet from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. the first Saturday of every month at my house. Would you be interested in a spot at the table? If you do decide to play and decide the game is not for you, totally fine. You can exit the group at any time. Excellent. This has a way better chance to get your friends to the table than, hey bro, sister, mother, dude I just met at the grocery store with the dragon tattoo, wanna play D&D? To recap, the art of the cool pitch needs 3 elements. Your Hollywood movie one-liner, sharing the characters, the problem, the potential ways to solve that problem, and the promise of what success can look like. You need to be upfront about the potential time commitment with how often, when, and where do you expect to play. And lastly, give your friend an easy exit ramp if they end up not enjoying themselves. That's it. Now go out there and pitch your next game. Join us next time as we find the best ways to have great times with friends and experience amazing stories through tabletop role-playing. Have you ever wanted to start your own tabletop RPG group but just didn't know how? What if you could follow 6 simple tasks to get your game up and running in just 30 days or less? Oh, you can, my friend. Download your free quick start guide either by clicking on the link in the show notes or by visiting claimtogamepodcast.com. Follow the 6 simple tasks outlined in the guide and go enjoy playing your best game. And may you keep having fun as we continue to make our claim to game.